And that is all for this event. So, let's move on to the next event. Okay. And that next event is actually going to take place, drum rolls, in the mountains, in the next area. Yeah, I did promise we would go here eventually. I'm actually not going to wait until the next cycle to go in there, because there's actually something I want to do in the 5th cycle, requiring it to be the first day after the dungeon is completed. And therefore, all the stuff before the dungeon is best done right now. And here's the reason why we didn't go in here sooner. As you can see, there's some ice blocking the mountains. And our tiny little sword is not enough to get through it. Same deal with bombs. However, here we find a solution for this puzzle. Up here, take a look at this. I bet if you had a weapon that was strong enough, one shot from it could pierce right through this. Well, it might take 2 shots. Doesn't matter, Tattle. But you did point out we can actually shoot that icicle over there. And yes, for that we need bow and arrow. So only after the Woodfall Temple this is accessible. But now it is. Let's go see what these snowy mountains can bring us. Oh, it's slippery here. Get used to ice physics from this point on. Of course, after the swamp being cursed, in that case some poison being present, the mountains over here are also going to have a curse. Okay, these piles of snow, as you can see, we cannot do anything with it sword-wise, but we can blow it up. Remember that. Okay, the enemies here are not too intimidating, so allow me to ignore them. Bam! The blast mask is such a blast to use. Go away. I said you weren't intimidating, and yet you still hit me. Okay, what do we have over here? Mountain village ahead. Beware of blizzards and deep snow. Gorons should be able to break the snow boulders easily. Okay, Gorons. We haven't seen a Goron yet. Yeah, in Clocktown, one that actually had our name. It was also called Treecks. But other than that, this is apparently where the Gorons live. Not quite in this area. This is the human village, mountain village. Not that you can really call it a village because there's only one house. Oh, but there is one Goron here, I can see. Thank you for the opening cutscene. Let's go talk to you immediately. Before we explore this place any further. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Up here, up here. I'm sorry to bother you from such a high place. But I'm very hungry and I've gotten stuck here. Okay. It's not that high, you can easily get off here. But apparently not. Before we check this guy out any further, here is our warp/save point for this area. So we can also use the Song of Soaring to get here. And in this snowball you can apparently find a ferry. We know what the ferries do, so I don't have to explain. Let's see what this only house in this area is. Mountain Smithy. We sharpen any sword. We work hard, so your sword works hard for you. Sword sharpening? That sounds like a link to the past to me. Let's go check that place out. A stronger sword is something I'm not going to say no against. Ooga, 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 ooga. Or something like that. Shut up! Just when I was having a good dream. Oh, welcome to the Mountain Smithy, where we take our time to make a good point. I'm Zuboro, the owner. Pleased to meet you. Ooga, ooga, ooga. Or something like that. Shut up over there. That huge fellow is my assistant, Gabora. He's all brawn and about as smart as a Deku stick. Say, did you come to have your sword sharpened? Unfortunately, we're not doing any business right now. It is because of this abnormal cold snap that we've been having. See, our hearth has been frozen over. The way things are going now, I won't be able to do any business until spring. If I could just do something about that frozen hearth. Ooga, 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 ooga. What's that? You say that if we had hot water, we could melt the ice off the hearth? Don't you act like you know what you're talking about, you Deku Stick. Oh, he believes a rumor that says long time ago there were hot springs somewhere in the mountains near here. Bah, but I don't believe such rubbish. Okay, long story short, we cannot sharpen our sword quite yet. With the frozen hearth, they can't do anything. They did point us out towards some hot springs that could be in the mountains. And spoiler alert, there are hot springs in the mountains. But we're not going to use those to thaw the hearth. Because the event actually requires some other things. So I will not be tackling that quite yet. Instead we'll be continuing on exploring. Here we find some deep water. Gorons beware. Gorons who can't swim shouldn't play near here. Okay, that's a hint for later. Gorons can't swim. So, this big wall over here is a no-go for Gorons. And that leaves pretty much only this area left to explore. The rest of the mountains, which actually lead towards the Goron village. As you can see, Goron village is up ahead. Do beware of the white wolfos. The wolfos apparently return. You know these guys from Ocarina of Time. We start meeting them here as well. Just like blue Tektites. Man, 3 hits to kill these guys. We need a stronger sword. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, there's a ramp leading up to a cave. However, it's not just a ramp, it's a steep ramp. It's a no-go for us right now. Hey, who do we have here? Whoever it is, he's frozen, so he's not doing too well. Whoa, he's frozen solid. Wow, he's one ancient Goron, isn't he? Yeah, he does look really old. The oldest Goron we've seen so far in 2 games' time. But he's not doing too well, it looks like. I can't imagine Goron's actually liking this cold, so... Oh, and here are the wolfos the sign talked about. Pretty easy to take care of, just make them miss their attack and attack them in the back. It's always a one-hit kill. It's pretty easy. Okay, another thing of importance. The moment we reach a new area, it means buying a new map. So let's go buy the map of the mountains. Buying it here is the cheapest. I'm pretty sure you can also buy it in the swamp, but here it's a lot cheaper. You got the map of Snowhead. Okay, that's taken care of. Here we find the grotto. However, even the grottos appear to be a frozen solid here. Everything is frozen here. The next area is actually the main area here. The Goron village. The place we were looking for. You can see what your deal is. It's cold. Being the gatekeeper in this cold is hard. Do you want to enter the Goron shrine? Yeah. Then I'll open the door with a Goron pound. I'm going to close it right away, so it doesn't get cold inside. So hurry up and get in. Are you ready? Oh, Goron shrine. That sounds interesting. The door's already open. I'm going to close it right away, so hurry up. Okay. Don't have to tell me twice. Let's go enter the home of the Gorons. The Goron shrine. And apparently there's a lot of racket here. Where is this noise coming from? And these guys also don't seem to like it. I wish someone would do something. I can feel it pounding in the back of my head. Yeah, these guys don't seem to like it. But before we check that out, it's exploring time. The only real place of interest we can find here in the Goron Shrine is actually this room over here, which is the Goron shop. There's a couple of simple things you can buy here. You can see bombs, arrows and red potion. Nothing too spectacular. Most interesting about this room is actually the fact that they bothered to create this entire background over here. You actually cannot reach it, it's just for aesthetic, but it does look awesome. This underground river setting. That's pretty much everything we can do in the Goron Shrine, other than main quest business, so let's go check that out. And it's obviously related to the crying sound that we're hearing, so Let's go find out what that actually is. You can find it up here. This little side room. This is the room of the Goron tribe's elder. Do you have some kind of business with the elder? Unfortunately, he's out. Since the elder is gone, his son won't stop crying. I wish someone would do something. Okay, apparently it's the elder's son that is making this sound. He's crying, and really loudly even. And here he is. How can you guys stand right next to it? Wah, wah, daddy, daddy. I'm cold, daddy. Yeah, that's a pretty predictable remark. We're at our wits' end. The elder went to Snowhead and doesn't seem to be coming back. Now his son is so lonely that he won't stop crying. It keeps getting colder outside, and inside we're so cold we could freeze. I thought the door was closed. Oh, I can feel... Oh, it's the same dialogue again. But anyway, it does shed some light on the situation. Apparently this cold that is in the mountain is not natural. It's not supposed to be this cold. And the elder of this tribe actually went to Snowhead, apparently the epicenter of this cold, to actually find out what was going on. However, he never came back. And his son is now crying. Okay, before we move on with this quest, let's check you out. Remember this fella. We're not able to do anything with him quite yet, because we don't have a title deed. And we are not a Goron, because he only sells stuff to Gorons. Just remember he's here. In order to continue, we need to go over here. This mysterious cave off in the distance. There, we will find something that can help us here. Lone Peak Shrine ahead. Watch your step, it's a long way down. Yeah, and the spit situation right over here. So, how are we going to reach that shrine? Hello, Kepora Gebora. Hoot hoot, we meet again, fairy child. Have my stone statues been of help? Well, it seems you may have the strength to change the fate of this land as I had expected. But the road ahead is even more challenging. Many trials await you. Please watch over these Gorons around you. Their land is doomed to be smothered in snow and ice forever. It will become a land where no living thing can survive. Without courage and determination, you surely will collapse from the extreme conditions. But if that courage and determination burns bright within you, then that's another story. So, will you proceed? Sure. Hoot, you are a child of many strengths. Well, perhaps you do have enough strength to change the fate of this mountain after all. I shall take to the air now, flying towards that shrine across the way, so follow behind me. Do not be daunted by appearances. Instead, let your feelings guide you, and the true path shall open before you. Are you ready? Follow behind me. Okay, what did you mean by don't get deceived by appearances? Okay, like he said, he's going to fly to the shrine. And as you can see, he will shed some feathers. And those feathers will actually stay floating in mid-air. So we need to use these feathers that for some reason stay afloat in mid-air. To jump to this shrine and make sure we don't slip. Yeah, be careful, there's still ice physics. Even when jumping over feathers. Let's not make that mistake a second time. I didn't take into account the fact that I can slip. And look at this, I'm actually able to stand here before the feather is even here. Perhaps that's telling a little bit of what's going on. Hoot. I have certainly been assured of your courage and determination. From here on, you must not be fooled by appearances. You must rely on your feelings. Now enter the shrine. Something that will aid you in your quest lies within. Use that item when returning from here. Yeah, because he's not going to be here on the way back. On the way back we need to use something else. And that we can find in here. As you can see, big treasure chest and a lot of bombs for some reason in the grass. Let's go see what more we can find in here. Hey, what the hell? What just hit me? I do hear something. Where are you? I do hear you. Ow! Okay, something really strange is going on here. Time to show what that is by picking up this item. You got the Lens of Truth. Gaze through it to see mysteries that are invisible to the naked eye. Set it to one of the item buttons to use it. Seeing the truth drains magic power, so press the button again to stop looking and using up magic. As you may have expected, there are a couple of invisible things here. So just like in Ocarina of Time, we can use the Lens of Truth in order to see things we cannot see normally. And this chest is actually the first one. And yeah, that was the thing that was hitting us. There is an invisible Skulltula here. This chest just contains a simple red rupee. But it is our first example of invisible mysteries in this game. And as you may have expected, this was actually also one of them. There were a couple of invisible platforms here that we've been using all along. You weren't really thinking we were jumping on bird feathers. That is not possible. As if invisible platforms are possible. But anyway, the moment we return, we actually find a shadow here on the snow. And that is because there's someone here. However, he is invisible. Can it be? Are you able to see me? If you truly can see me, then follow behind me. Ooh, a floating Goron. Yes, we're going to want to follow him. That's actually going to be the next step in our main quest. Ooh, I want the Deku Stick. The Deku Stick might be able to forge a sword for me. Okay, the moment the Deku Stick is going to say Oogo, Oogo, then I'm going to be worried. Oh, hi there. These blue Tektites are interesting because they actually start sliding around when they're on ice. Looks really funny. Bye. Poor guy. Okay, but anyway, we're approaching the end of the screen. When we do, look at the Goron with the Lens of Truth again and he will move on to the next screen. And if we do the same, he will be there. Otherwise he won't be here, so do make sure you look at him before you leave the screen. And there's a white Wolfos trying to spawn. Hi there. Go away. Screw you. Okay, this guy's also still here. Okay, the second day is approaching. And therefore I might decide to actually wait for the next screen, because the transition of the days is going to screw this up, I'm pretty sure. Dawn of the second day at least. 48 hours remain. And I'm pretty sure I need to do this over again. Yeah, because he's gone. I was afraid of that. Oh, let's go check this place out. I completely forgot about this place. Let's go see what this is. Goron Powder Keg Shop. New customers will be tested on proper usage. The shopkeeper. Ooh, Powder Keg Shop. However, as you can see, it's also frozen, so we can't do anything with it quite yet. Just remember it's here. Okay, where were we? Before the new day actually distracted us. Okay, we're in the mountain village now. Apparently, we need to follow him here. Okay, where are you going next? Ooh, to this lake, it seems. Okay, this wall now looks different. And he's going up there. Take a close eye on these staircases on this wall. They aren't there to the naked eye. A lot of dead ends, so remember, right, left, right. That's actually the way to climb in order to reach the top. There. Let's not slip. Okay, do remember you actually can shut off your Lens of Truth. The staircase is always there, you just need the Lens of Truth in order to see it. So to preserve magic, you can actually choose to shut it off every once in a while. Should have plenty of magic by this point, but still. We don't want to unnecessarily waste it. Okay, the final split pathway, we need to head right. And that should bring us to the top. And here we are. Okay, this guy does not seem to be doing so well. This is the grave where a Goron hero rests. I came here to put up the great hero's memorial, but the return route has been blocked by snow and I can't get back to Goron village. Even worse, my brother has been frozen solid from the cold. The way things are looking, I'll be frozen too. Oh, it's times like this that make me wish we had taken some of the hot spring water I found when I was digging the hero's grave. But the hot spring is now covered by the gravestone. I can't move a gravestone that big by myself. But I guess this is what was meant by the Goron saying, there's no use in crying over split rocks. Brr. There's no crying over spilled milk, you idiot. But anyway, this is actually the way down, normally. But like I said, there's a big pile of snow blocking the way now, so these guys are stuck here. But we are here for other business. Following this floating Goron. Let's go see what he wants.